Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the important keywords which are available in Java, this, static and final with appropriate examples. This is a keyword which can be used inside any method and it refers the current object. That is, this keyword always refers the current object on which the method was invoked. Let us see how can this keyword can be used. Class box. Box is a class which contains three instance variables: width, height and depth. And I have introduced one constructor box of which have three local variables w, h and d. W is assigned to width, this dot width. So width is the instance variable which is referred with the help of this keyword. H is assigned to this dot height. Similarly, d is assigned to this dot depth. Instance variable hiding. It is possible to use the same name for instance variable as well as the local variable. Here what I mean, the local variables are the parameters of the methods. In this case, the local variable hides the instance variable. To avoid such naming collisions, the instance variable can be used or called with this keyword. Let me give an example for this. This example. So I am going to introduce three variables, namely integer a, b, c. So I have introduced three instance variable. I am going to introduce one constructor. This example of int a1, int b1, int c1. Now I am assigning a1 to a. Similarly, I am assigning b1 to b. I am assigning C1 to C. So here in this case, the instant variable names are different from the local variable names. The instant variables here are A, B, C and the local parameters are A1, B1, C1. Let me print the instance variable in a method called display, void display of. So here I am going to print all the three instance variable using the system.out.println method. A equal to plus A. Plus is here the concatenation operator. In the next statement I am going to print B. So B equal to plus B. Similarly, I am going to print the value of C. C equal to plus C. That's all. So this is all about this dot example class. Now I am going to introduce one class called this example demo. This example demo, which is going to have one main method, public static void main of string args. So here I am going to create the object for this example class. This example t equal to new this example of t dot. So this by default invokes the constructor, but here is an error because we have three variables in this constructor. So we have to supply three variables 10, 20, 30, and this invokes this example constructor. Here 10 is assigned to A1 and 20 is assigned to B1, 30 is assigned to C1 and A1 is assigned to A, B1 is assigned to B, C1 is assigned to C. Now I am going to invoke the display method t.display of. So which invokes this method and prints the value of A, B and C. That's all. Now I am going to save this program in my working directory. So my working directory is d:/java ex. Java ex. Here I am going to save with the name this example demo.java. So now I am going to compile this code. For compiling, before compiling we have to set the path. So the path is equivalent program files java jdk 1.8.0 underscore 201/bin. Now I am going to compile the program this example demo.java. Java this example demo. So the value of ABC is printed. Now here in this case, I have not used associated this keyword with the instance variable. We can also use this keyword with the instance variable. So the appropriate time to use this is when the instance variable and the local parameter have the same name, means the instance variable is being hidden by the local variable. In that case, this keyword is compulsory. See, I'm going to show you one more example. Just I am modifying the example, the integer a1, b1 and c1. So this is now the instance variable names are a1, b1, c1. The local parameters are a1 and b1 and c1. Now I am assigning a1 to a1, b1 to b1, c1 to c1. Now I am going to print a1, b1, c1. Now I am saving this code and compiling once again. Whenever we do some changes in the Java program, we have to compile it to create the class file. I have compiled this, and now I am going to execute this code. See, the value of A is 0, value of B is 0, value of C is 0. But we have assigned 10, 20, 30 to A1, B1, C1. It is assigned to the instance variable, but we are getting 0, 0, 0. In this case, the local variable hides the instance variable. So we are getting A1 as 0, B1 as 0, C1 as 0. So how the naming collision can be resolved? So for this case, we have to use this keyword with the instance variable. Now I am using this dot a1 equal to a1. Here this dot a1 refers the instance variable, whereas a1 refers the local parameter. This dot b1 equal to b1. This dot c1 is equal to c1. Now look at this. I am saving the changes. For any change, we have to compile it. I have compiled. Now I am going to execute this code. So executed. Now look at the result. A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30. So whenever, once again I am repeating, whenever the instance variable and the local parameters have the same name, the local parameters always hides the instance variable. To resolve this issue, we have to associate this keyword with the instance variable. That's all about this keyword. Next, I am going to discuss about the static keyword. Normally, a class member can be accessed from outside only with the help of an object. But it is possible to create a member that can be accessed by itself without using an object. To do so, we have to use the static keyword, and the static keyword must be preceded with the member. So the member may be either the instance variable or method. That is, the static keyword can be associated both with the instance variable and the method. Static members can be accessed before any object of its class. So it is called as a class member. We do not need references of an object to call the static members. It can be called with the help of the class name, so that it will be called as a class member. And there are several restrictions in the static keyword. The first restriction is that they can call only other static method. That is, a static method can be called from a static context. The second restriction is that the static member can access only the static data. They cannot use this keyword or super keyword inside it. And the static method can be called with the class name from outside. If it is called from inside the class, it can be called by using its name. The syntax for calling a static method from outside a class is class name dot static method of the appropriate parameters. Let me give an example for this static keyword. Class static demo. Static demo. So in this I am going to introduce the static method public static void main of string args. Okay, so I am going to define two static methods: static int a equal to 10, static float b equal to 20.5. So I have introduced two static members, and I am going to introduce one more static method, static void display of. So this display method is used to display the static variables, namely a and b. So system dot out dot println of a equal to plus a. Next, system dot out dot println of b equal to b. Since a and b are the static data, we can call the static data from inside a static method. Similarly, the static method can be called from a static context. Here main is a static method. I am going to call the display method from main with the help of the method name itself. That's all. I am going to save this code in the name static demo.java. I'm going to compile it. Java C static demo.java. So a equal to plus incompatible type, possible loss of precision. So for defining float, we have to use small f with a value. I have changed it. Now the compilation gives no error. Now I am going to execute this code. Java static demo. See, look at this. A value and B value will be printed on the screen. So here the condition here is the main is a static method. From main, the static method display is called. Whenever the program is executed, first these two statements are executed and value 10 will be associated with A and 20.5 will be assigned to B. Then the display method will be called from the main method. That's all. So that we are getting the result as A equal to 10 and B equal to 20.5. So this is all about static calling a static method from inside a class. Now I am going to show you one more thing. It is possible to create a static block to initialize the static members. So let me show you how can a static block can be created. Static. So the block static can be created like this. So A equal to 20, B equal to 20.5f. Now here I have removed the initialization int A. Here also I am removing the initialization. So here I have created a static block. The static block's purpose is to initialize the values for the static data. So whenever this code is executed, if there is a static block, the preference will be given to the static block, so that directly control comes here and the value of A and B will be initialized. After that, main method will be invoked. So the main method calls the display method. The display method prints the value of A and B. Let me show you the execution step. Compilation. Whenever any changes made, we need to compile it. I have compiled. Now I am going to execute this code. See, look at the output. A equal to 20. In the previous case, A equal to 10. B equal to 23.5. In the previous example, B equal to 20.5. So initially the static block is invoked. Then the main will be invoked. So the main calls the display method. So display method prints the value of A and B. Suppose if the display method is not static, what will happen? Look at this. So see the error. Non-static method display cannot be referenced from a static context. That is, a static method can be called from a static method. Display is a non-static method, so it should not be called from a static context. To resolve this issue, we have to use the keyword static preceding this method to make this method as a static one. Now I am compiling this. There is no error. Executing this, I am getting this result. I am going to show you how a static method can be called from outside a class. Class static example. In this I am going to introduce two static variables. Static int A equal to 10. Static double B equal to 56.78. Now I am going to define a static method display for printing the values of A and B. System.out.println of A equal to plus A. Similarly, I am going to print the value of B equal to plus B. That's all about the static example. Next, I am going to introduce one more class, static example demo. So in this class I am going to introduce the main method public static void main of string args of. Since the class static example contains only one static method, the static method can be called from outside without using any object with the help of this class name, that is static example dot display of. That's all. I am saving this file in my working directory in the name static example demo dot java. Now I am going to compile this code java c static example demo dot java java static example demo. See, the output is a equal to 10, b equal to 56.78. So in this case, the display is a static method which is called from static example demo class with the help of a class name. Since the display method is static, it is a class member which can be called from the class name dot method name of appropriate argument. For this case, display method does not have any arguments, so it is called with the empty parenthesis. That's all about static methods. To discuss about the final keyword, there are two important things normally in a programming languages. One is the variable and another one is a constant. A variable is a name which holds a value which can be changed at any instant of time, whereas the constant is a fixed value which cannot be modified once it is defined. For defining a constant in Java, we have to use a final keyword. Here, look at this example. In this case, PA, I have defined a PA as a double variable with the value 3.14f. But before this double keyword, I have used to final. Now, this PA is a constant. Once PA is made as constant, it cannot be changed. Now I am trying to change the value, which gives an error message. And one important note is that we have to use for constants, normally we have to use uppercase characters. A variable can be final, similarly a method can be final, similarly a class can be final. If a class can be final, which prevents further inheritance. Let me give an example for final keyword. Class example final. Here I am going to use final double pi equal to 3.14 semicolon. Next I am going to introduce one method void display of. So this is used for printing the constant pi is equal to plus pi. So that's all about the example final class. Now I am going to introduce one more class final demo. So in this I am going to introduce a main method public static void main of string args of. Next I am going to create an object for this example final f equal to new example final of f dot display of. I am invoking this display method f dot display of. Now I am saving this in the working directory in the name final demo dot java. Now I am going to compile this code java c final demo dot java final demo. That's all. So now the value of pi equal to 3.14. See, look at this code. Now I am trying to change the value of pi by pi plus 10.0, and I am trying to print the resultant value by system.out.println of pi equal to plus pi. That's all. I am saving this code. Whenever any changes made, as discussed in the previous lectures, we have to recompile the code once again. I am compiling this code, but I am getting the error message that is cannot assign a value to final variable pi. Pi equal to pi plus 10.0 is an error message because constants are fixed values which do not be changed at any instant of time. That's why we are getting this error. So this is not allowed. So just I am commenting this one, also commenting this statement. Now I am saving this. I am compiling the code again and running this code. I am getting pi equal to 3.14. That's all about constants. So far we have discussed in this lecture the important keywords this, static and finals. Hope you understood. We will discuss the remaining concept in the next lecture. Thank you.